Hello everyone, here is Jeanne Silva and I am in charge of SoftExpert events. Enjoy your participation in our webinar, IT Strategy Maps, an effective tool for corporate alignment. I am here with Tobias, SoftExpert's Product Marketing Manager, who will start now his presentation. Hello Tobias.
Hello Gianni, hello everyone. Welcome to another webinar of SoftExpert. I'm going to talk about IT strategy maps, an effective tool for corporate alignment. Aligning IT and business strategy remains one of the top issues that business executives and CIOs wrestle with. Maximizing the return on IT investments requires that these investments link directly to strategic business objectives. One of the major obstacles to achieving strategy alignment is that many organizations do a poor job of communicating their strategy. When people who are key to executing strategy don't know what the strategy is or understand how their day-to-day activities contribute to strategy execution, it's highly likely overall enterprise performance is going to suffer. And with these challenges in mind, we have to find a way to represent strategy. One effective way is visual representation. This is a mind mapping. It's a tool, a technique of represent ideas using a draw. With this concept in mind, Kaplan and Norton created the balanced scorecard and, after these, strategy maps. Strategy maps are one way to shore up communication about strategy with a visual representation. A strategy map is a generic architecture for describing strategy that helps organizations develop a holistic, integrated, and systematic way of viewing their strategy. The strategy map forces an organization to think about its strategy from the four perspectives, to develop the outcomes and drivers of the strategy, and to draw the linkage between them. A classic strategy map has four perspectives. Financial on the top. The question is, to succeed financially, how should we appear to our shareholders? Customer, the second one. To achieve our vision, how should we appear to our customers? Internal business process. To satisfy our shareholders and customers, at what business process must we excel? And on the bottom, learning and growth. To achieve our vision, how will we sustain our ability to change and improve? A survey with North American enterprise decision makers on IT measurement showed that 25% of respondents reported using the IT balance scorecard as measurement and management framework. Since the survey was conducted, anecdotal evidence suggests that this number is higher as the methodology gains traction. Two things about strategy maps. Strategy maps are derived from the balanced scorecard, so strategy maps emerged as part of Robert Kaplan and David Norton's seminal work with the balanced scorecard. At their simplest, strategy maps describe how the organization creates value, the missing link between strategy formulation and strategy execution. And strategy maps are developed with a top-down process. Strategy map development is a top-down process beginning with the financial perspective and ending with the learning and grow perspective. Developing a strategy map is a forcing function that drives an organization to first reach a consensus on its strategy and related objectives, and then to develop expected outcomes and their dependent drivers. Financial and customer perspectives represent the expected outcomes of strategy, while the internal process and learning and growth perspectives represent the drivers of those outcomes. Let's talk about these perspectives. The financial perspectives I call here creating value strategies. For publicly held companies, creating shareholder value is the overarching strategic objective. On the other hand, for non-profit and government entities, stakeholder value is often substituted for shareholder value. There are two major strategies for creating shareholder value: growth and productivity. These strategies are not necessarily mutually exclusive, but typically a company will emphasize one over the other. The customer perspective. Ultimately, financial success is a function of a differentiated value proposition that an enterprise provides its customers. For example, mix of product, price, service, customer relationships, brand, etc. Michael Tracy and Fred Wiersema determined that there are three different strategies an organization can use to differentiate itself in the marketplace, including a product leadership strategy, a customer intimacy strategy, and an operational excellence strategy, or a combination. These strategies are not mutually exclusive. However, organizations typically excel at one of these while maintaining some level of competency in the other two. For example, an organization that excels in customer intimacy would not be successful long term if it sold shoddy products or charged an exorbitant price. The internal process perspective. The shareholder value and the customer value proposition are the outcomes an organization expects from its strategy. However, these outcomes depend on execution, and that is where many organizations fail. Developing a strategy and its associated outcomes is the easy part. Excelling at the required process and aligning them with the appropriate outcome is the hard part and the one where many companies fail. The true value of the strategy map occurs when it can identify and link the performance drivers that will lead to the desired outcomes. For example, innovation drives new products and services. Customer management processes drive relationships, and a solid operating fundamentals drive operational excellence. And the last one, the learning and growth perspective. Ultimately, success at the process level requires that the intangible assets of the organization, as well as those previously discussed, are also aligned with the strategy. The appropriate investments must be made in people and systems in order to generate and sustain innovation and grow. This perspective defines the core competence, skills, information systems, and corporate culture required to successfully execute strategy. The three intangible of the learning and growth perspectives are human capital, information capital, and organization capital. The strategy map for IT is very similar to the generic business strategy map, and an organization achieves alignment when the business IT strategy map links to the business strategy map. For example, if the business strategy is primarily a productivity strategy emphasizing driving as much possible cost out of the business to provide customer with the lowest price, then IT strategy must reflect this. Therefore, the IT strategy should also be a productivity strategy focused on using IT to reduce costs. The IT strategy map follows the corresponding four IT perspectives, including IT value, like a business. IT's strategic goal is to create value via information technology. This value can come through enabling the business to develop innovative product and or service, expanding markets, or helping the business become more effective and cost effective. User Second perspective, at the same time, IT has customers or users it must satisfy. Satisfaction can stem from the development side by delivering new projects on time and budget, or from the operation side by providing highly reliable and available systems, as well as high quality and timely problem resolution to the help desk. Process excellence, creating business value with IT and maintaining high levels of user satisfaction, require process excellence. Process excellence applies to both the application side, project execution, and the operational side, reliability and availability of IT. And future orientation capabilities. Process excellence and IT requires a skilled and motivated workforce with clear goals and objectives that are aligned with organizational strategy. Furthermore, employees must be led by capable managers and have access to the tools and information required to perform their jobs. The value in the strategy map is exposing the linkage between the strategic objectives and ensuring that the objectives are linked to strategic outcomes. Process excellence and future orientation capabilities results in IT value and customer satisfaction. It is the transformation of the intangible assets into tangible results. Well, IT business strategy alignment remains elusive because in many organizations there is no proactive dialogue between IT and the business units at the strategy level. And when they do talk, it is often in different language. Strategy maps eliminate both of these problems by creating a single language to proactively communicate strategy and objectives. So you can use strategy maps to drive consensus around strategy. Part of the alignment problem is often caused by a lack of consensus around what the strategy really is. Strategy maps can be used effectively to force the required discussion. Use strategy maps to create a common language. The philosophy "a picture is worth 1,000 words" has never been truer as when it comes to strategy maps. By reducing the strategy and its objectives to pictures, a strategy map helps achieve a common understanding. They also are one element used to communicate more effectively about IT's priorities. And use strategy maps as the entry point to implement the balanced scorecard. Once the strategy map is completed, much of the hard work in creating a balanced scorecard has been done. Leverage this work to implement balanced scorecards to drive breakthrough performance and guarantee alignment. But also use strategy maps for tracking IT progress. Strategy maps are most effective when used in conjunction with balanced scorecard. The strategy map helps clarify the strategy and related strategic objectives. The balanced scorecard is then used to establish metrics and targets to measure and manage the performance of the organization against those strategic objectives. But even without the balanced scorecard, strategy maps are an effective tool for helping to gain consensus around strategy, develop the corresponding strategic objectives and performance drivers required to successfully execute the strategy, and communicate these to all involved stakeholders to ensure alignment. Use it for management of priorities. As strategic objectives are identified and IT strategic initiatives are proposed, IT portfolio management becomes an effective tool to ensure that the most valuable projects are approved and prioritized for implementation. The multiple disciplines of IT asset management, application portfolio management, and project portfolio management are designed to maximize the business value of an organization's IT investments. And for oversight and decision making, IT governance represents the umbrella framework an organization uses to ensure that decisions about IT investments are made in a way that maximizes business value, minimizes risk, and complies with all regulatory requirements. Okay, SoftExpert has a solution. It's called SoftExpert Excellence Suite or SoftExpert SE Suite, and it has a lot of integrated solutions. For example, quality, for product lifecycle, for risk management, governance, IT, environment and health safety, enterprise content management, business process management, project and portfolio management, asset management, and human development management. But the main one for this purpose of this webinar subject is corporate performance management. Corporate performance management is our solution to implement balanced scorecards and strategy maps. So here you can see a screen with the strategy map planning, with the scorecard planning. So it's completely flexible. You can draw the strategy map according to your needs, using different kind of elements, lanes, colors, but it's not just a draw tool, but a management tool. So you can monitor your performance using indicators, objectives, perspectives, setting targets, comparing measurement and targets, easily managing with colors and symbols to help decision making. So it's applied for both IT planning or business planning with all elements necessary to integrate both scorecards. So if you want to know more about the solution, you can access our website or ask for a demo. Thanks for your time to watching this presentation.
Thank you, Tobias, and thanks to all of you who took part in this presentation. For more webinars, please visit our website, softexpert.com. See you. Bye bye.